the messages in the chat. Like I just wanna. I always say this without needing anyone to be in the stream, because I know there's some people that actually stay. I mean, not stay, but they watch the VODs. You don't need to be here. Like, I mean, I appreciate it, of course. In my side, it helps me grow and set up numbers. But at the end of the day, we're all humans and we have stuff to do. If you cannot be on the streams, that's fine. You just watch the VOD, comment on the VOD, or be on another stream. Always stream at this day, kind of the usual hour. It's fine if you cannot be here, people. It's completely fine. I don't want to be, well, even if that buries me into the ground, I don't want to be like other people that are like, oh, please don't go. Don't let my viewership fall. Man, we are all humans and we are doing stuff out of here. So if you cannot stay here, it's fine. There's another ways to show support and to actually support my channel. So just don't feel bad if you cannot be here. Actually, I don't think I'm gonna do anything real today. Not real, but anything particularly intense. I'm gonna be continuing this. Watch them comment that about. Well, I didn't know you were here still. Yeah, let me do my dailies and then we watch the episode. Yet another incredible reaction gameplay of YouTube video. Let's do this. There's a lot of people waiting for it actually. So you know what? We're gonna watch it on live too. Let me open this up. YouTube. Those intros, I want to do an intro like this. This one's crazy. I like them a lot. Okay.
Cell versus Metal Sonic.
Which copycat android is truly the superior model?
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death.
Wait, did we actually watch one? The Omni-Man versus Homelander was
stalking Gingertown.
part of them?
No one who's seen it has lived to tell the tale. All it left behind was their clothes. Something ate these people's insides, leaving only a shadow behind.
Some kind of creature driven only by the
I don't remember this intro.
Earth's new apex predator, the ultimate life form.
The Namekian Piccolo went to investigate this manslayer and discovered that it was intelligent. Its tail could unravel to absorb its hapless victims and add their energy to its wretched gestalt.
Yeah, I remember that.
Nightmare was only
I didn't watch
because
Dragon Ball a lot, but
somehow
I have the general idea of people.
knew the Kamehameha.
The mystery of this creature's origin was decades in the making. Years ago, the world was terrorized by the most advanced paramilitary organization in history, the Red Ribbon Army.
Until they got rocked by this little kung fu gremlin, Son Goku.
But Red Ribbon's dream of revenge lived on within their head scientist, Dr. Giro.
Hiding away in his spooky cave laboratory, Giro would go to work studying the Z fighters from afar, learning everything there was to know about them.
And building a series of androids that would destroy his spiky-haired nemesis once and for all.
He made a ton of them. Infinite energy androids.
Yeah, I remember those.
Androids, trucker head androids, and even ginger androids.
I remember him.
None of Giro's creations were capable of matching that drive to improve that Goku and his fellow martial artists possessed.
Luckily, he had one more android left. A cute little booger so complex he'd take years after Giro's death to complete. Its name was Cell.
Born from a single cell, get it? This android possessed the genetic information of all the greatest warriors that had battled on Earth, and, when fully evolved, would become unstoppable.
And with their DNA, Cell absorbed all their powers and techniques too.
Common among all of them is the power to manipulate Ki, or the energy that exists in all living things, and weaponize it to fire energy blasts, fly at faster than light speeds, move things with telekinesis, and create force fields.
From the humans, Krillin and Tien, Cell knows the multiform technique, Destructo Disc, and the Tri-Beam, his extra special favorite. Oh, weird, I'm not seeing Chaozu on this list. Sorry, bud.
Is Chaozu human?
Oh.
Okay. Cell can fire the Death Beam, as well as breathe in and travel through the vacuum of space with the alien genes of Frieza and his father.
And because he's got Piccolo's DNA, Cell can regenerate humongous damage to his body at the cost of some Ki.
Cell has survived having half his body vaporized multiple times, and cannot be destroyed unless the small cluster of cells at the core of his being is eradicated.
Should that little bugger survive, Cell will always return, even stronger than before because of the Saiyan DNA he got from Goku and Vegeta. Definitely the cream of the genetic crop.
Sure, he can perfectly replicate attacks like the Gallic Gun's
I don't remember him that powerful.
as well as teleport
Holy
by
shit.
locking onto a living being's key signature.
But the best part of being a Saiyan
When I watched Dragon Ball Z, I was like, well, he's a random.
They can
A
even
random
evolve to become orders
bad
of
guy.
magnitude stronger in the midst of battle. Combine that with Cell's healing factor, and he's effectively the ultimate warrior.
like a perpetual shonen motion machine.
Driven by a biological imperative, Cell wanted nothing more than to devour Giro's previous androids, 17 and 18, believing it would make him perfect.
Only one problem. The Cell we know was born in the future, and both 17 and 18 had been destroyed. So he murdered Trunks and went back in time. Not our Trunks, future Trunks. Well, not future Trunks, but another future Trunks. It's very complicated.
Yeah, that's a
There's
mess.
like 5 timelines.
As Cell defeated and absorbed the androids, he evolved, not only getting stronger, but changing his personality and developing a
These are very well made, by the way.
He became less creepy bug serial killer and more, well, Saiyan. After exploiting that very Saiyan arrogance and warrior's pride, Cell finally became perfect.
and easily dominated Trunks and Vegeta, the latter of whom had decades of battle experience under his belt.
Perfect Cell's power was off the charts. He could threaten the whole Earth just by powering up. With a full power Kamehameha, he was even capable of destroying our entire solar system.
While the vast majority of our solar system's mass is located in the sun, this still means that Cell's key wave would have to reach 2.8 billion miles to eradicate every planet.
But Wiz, maybe he was just exaggerating.
Not likely. Cell's claim has been backed up in multiple guidebooks, and even demonstrated outright in the video games.
Cell's even stronger in the anime adaptation, considering the time Frieza blew up Namek. In the anime, the explosion was literally hundreds of light years wide and lit up the friggin' galaxy.
And Cell was far stronger than Frieza was at that point in time.
Hell, the Namekians could sense him all the way from a different galaxy and thought he might be a threat to the whole universe.
He's also incredibly fast, capable of blitzing even the strongest Z fighters at the time. Goku flew from Grand Kai's planet of heaven all the way to hell, hundreds of billions of light years in half a minute. And that was in his base form.
Yeah, that's cool, but how about the power to squeeze mini Cell Juniors out of your butt? What? Never heard of that key technique? Call it the Kegel.
Perfect Cell was entirely without peer and, no longer wedded to Giro's petty grudge, decided to prove it with a tournament.
The Cell Games! And if Goku couldn't even beat him, what hope did anyone else have? Vegeta couldn't even handle a Cell Jr.
Their last hope was Goku's own son, Gohan.
After Cell arrogantly let him power up, Gohan unleashed his rage, pushed the bug monster to his absolute limits, and beat him. Wow, Cell, you really are related to Vegeta, aren't you?
In truth, Cell was a victim of his own success. The same Saiyan genes that made him all-powerful also sowed the seeds of his defeat.
He got so mad he even blew himself up. Maybe he does have some Chaozu in him after all.
Even that wasn't enough to totally put him down, and he came back with the same Super Saiyan power-up that Gohan had just unlocked.
Super perfect Cell! Now with more lightning, in a battle for the ages, Cell put the entire weight of his biological programming against one lone Saiyan, and went the distance.
But in the end, it still wasn't enough. No matter how brilliantly Dr. Gero copied the Z-Fighters, he still couldn't quite figure out their knack for going beyond.
What can be destroyed can always be rebuilt. All it takes to recreate the most fearsome warrior in the universe is one single Cell.
Okay, so we
Hey, real quick,
now Cell.
Death Metal launched our own tabletop gaming channel. It's called The Nightly Brew. We're doing Dungeons and Dragons, Blood on the Clock Tower, and a bunch of other stuff.
Oh wait,
Check it out.
I have Honkai in the background.
School
Kill
Dungeon
it.
of Horrors, the most infamous dungeon in D&D
Okay.
history. Here's a clip. You quadruple in size and bump into multiple of the columns. There's no way you can fit in this room without touching columns. So you begin floating up.
It's my
into
last
the air
character.
as giant balloon soot drifts closer to the demon face. God. When he gets just a couple feet away from the mouth, soot disappears.
Oh shit! Crying. You were like, "Oh, this dungeon's terrible."
Man, D&D sounds so much fun.
He dies. It's the hardest thing, and I was like, "We've got."
It'd be fun to be part of
And
one.
then we hit this fucking room, and I am at my limit. I hate this. With
Yeah,
all
being just a single bystander in in the Dragon Ball universe, it's gotta suck. I mean, when they know, because yeah, probably 9% of the time they don't.
The world and its cuddly forest critters were threatened by the evil
Okay.
and oval Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik.
And time and again, that same world and those same critters were saved by Sonic the Hedgehog. No matter how many robotic badniks the good doctor threw at his blue spiky nemesis, his schemes were always 6 spin jumps to the glowing weak spot away from getting cracked and scrambled.
But it wouldn't be over easy for Eggman. If he couldn't defeat the Blue Blur, he would make his own, Metal Sonic.
Well, 0 points on creativity for that name, but goddamn, he does look metal as hell.
They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, so Eggman built Metal with more than enough blast processing to match his prototype.
Metal can zoom around at massively high
Destroying Sonic, okay.
fast enough to fly
It's
nearby
Sonic,
planets
yeah,
in a
that
second.
makes sense.
He's tougher than Eggman's standard equipment, some of which can survive blast.
Okay, here I have almost no commentary. I have no knowledge of Sonic games.
Speed attack.
But he's got moves of his own.
He can attack with energy blast, fire a chest laser, surround himself in an electric aura, or an impenetrable force field.
By overloading his circuitry with energy, Metal can activate V Maximum Overdrive, quadrupling his acceleration and obliterating anything in his path, at the risk of self-destructing.
You'd think all that'd be enough to turn the rodent into roadkill, but it only took one showdown on Stardust Speedway to send Metal to the scrap heap.
On paper, Metal should be able to outmatch Sonic in every way, and yet he doesn't. For some reason, Eggman wasn't able to capture that ineffable quality that makes Sonic the fastest thing alive. Metal's defeats at the hands of Sonic and his friends sharpened his AI into a seething hatred of his rival and a burning desire to prove himself superior.
Yeah, well, when you're getting your supersized red ass handed to you by Charmy B, you know something's gone horribly wrong.
Metal's defeats gave him an existential crisis. If he was created to surpass Sonic and couldn't even manage that, what was he? Why should he exist?
Never one to admit defeat, Eggman took Metal back to the drawing board and birthed him anew. You,
This Neo Metal Sonic was, above all, far
Neo.
smarter.
especially after he copied Eggman.
That's the only thing I know about this is Neo.
His empire, and we mean literally copied. If Metal started as Sonic's copycat, why not hunt all of his furry friends down and copy them too?
Neo Metal Sonic is equipped with scanners in his optic receptors that can copy a person's biodata. giving him the ability to recreate all of their abilities in seconds.
Like the Sonic Boom, Knuckles' Hammer Punch, Tails' magical swiveling asshole, and Big's ability to suck at fishing.
Metal isn't just learning their moves, he can replicate more esoteric powers like Silver Psychokinesis, manufacture Rouge's mechanical bat guards, or alter his very biology to copy Espio's chameleon invisibility. It's worth mentioning that biological data is a real scientific term and can refer to molecular structures like the genome sequence within a living organism's DNA.
Yeah, his copying is so busted, it doesn't really matter that he's a robot made of metal. If you can do it, so can he. Probably helps that he can shapeshift and regenerate his whole body from a puddle.
Likely by copying one of the mightiest beings on the planet, the god of destruction, Chaos.
Not the only chaos he's encountered.
By scanning the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog, he gained his ability to manipulate some of the most powerful artifacts in the universe.
You mean the Chaos Emeralds?
Yes. The emeralds contain an infinite wellspring of mystical power and life energy. With
Chaos
them, Metal
Emeralds.
can perform Shadow's chaos control. He can teleport, warp,
Okay.
and distort space, boost his speed, and stop time. And with either the Chaos Emeralds or Master Emerald, he can transform into Super Neo Metal Sonic.
Okay, there's more transformations to this?
And completely golden. Super Neo Metal Sonic can move at faster than light speeds and has the power to move continents.
The emeralds are inconceivably powerful. They've been used to fuel Eggman's Death Egg, which could obliterate star systems.
On their own, they can even create and destroy whole universes.
Other super characters like Sonic have battled and defeated beings like the Time Eater, who could destroy multiple dimensions and timelines in seconds. At their peak, 3 super hedgehogs have even fought Solaris, who nearly consumed Sonic's entire multiverse.
So Super Neo Metal Sonic should be just as powerful as any of them. Though he's gotta be quick, because all that power only lasts a short time.
The road to total domination was nearly at an end. After manipulating Sonic and friends and copying their abilities, Metal eventually combined their biodata with the mighty Egg Fleet and became Metal Overlord.
Okay, and yet another transformation.
Crystal projectiles and the strength to match 3 supersonic heroes all by himself, Overlord is all-time final boss material.
And he knew it. His ego might as well have had its own health bar. Metal's drive to surpass his rival had morphed into the delusional belief that he was the original, and Sonic the loathsome copy.
A copy that Metal had finally outclassed. All the heroes Metal had gathered had to team up to take him down.
He may have stolen their abilities, but
7 different forms. I think they were listed actually. That's
heroes
fucking
successful. Their friendship and teamwork.
Oh,
Metal's version of Perfect Cell. Yeah.
Gag. Probably should have added some of those goddamn rails to the final boss fight, because it is impossible to land on those things. Ahem. After getting trashed again, Eggman reprogrammed Metal to purge any bits of rebelliousness from his code.
Metal returned to being the Eggman Army's chief enforcer, always proving invaluable as the Bad Doctor's greatest creation, now completely obedient once again.
I don't know, Wiz. Who knows what's really going on behind those glowing red eyes? Maybe Metal is more cunning than he lets on, and is only biding his time until he can take over again.
Maybe the most powerful thing that Metal copied was the ability to lie.
Alright.
Hey, I'm Chad, the voice of Boomstick. And if you don't believe me,
But what about now? That's what I thought.
look, the matchup is about to begin and we can't wait for you to see it. But first I want to tell you about a brand new thing coming to the Death Battle store, and it's something you guys have been asking for. Matchup pitches.
Alright.
It's a way to meet with me and Ben, the creators of Death Battle, and pitch us a matchup that you've been wanting to see. Any matchup, any way you like. We'd love to hear from you. This was originally a Kickstarter reward, but due to popular demand, we wanted to keep it going. A lot of episodes of Death Battle that are currently being worked on are because of a pitch. So we want to give each pitch the time it needs, so quantity is limited, so you better act quick. Death Battle pitches are available right now on deathbattle.gg. That's our website that's like a Patreon mixed with some other stuff. And if you're a website member, you get discounts on all of our merch, including
That is cool.
pitch calls.
Actually.
While you're there, make sure you check out the Death Battle Retro Tee. It's a shirt we made like over a decade ago. The first Death Battle shirt. I found the file and recreated it, only on a much nicer shirt. So check that out while you're there. Anyway, let's get to the fight.
So
Everyone
real.
wants to see it, and Boomstick wants to see one of these copycats get copy-capped. So here we go. And remember, deathbattle.gg. We want to hear your pitches. Thanks.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
You're gonna do an animation as well? Oh, they do. That's awesome.
Salutations, Dr. Robotnik. Your reputation precedes you. Bring me your strongest fighter, or face... Then prepare to kneel before your master. Perfect.
That was very cool. It's crazy that they really do have to study all of the abilities. They have to match them perfectly. Like if they invent something, they fuck it up so much.
Does a machine like yourself ever experience fear? Not anymore.
All right. I'm not getting half of the things that are happening, to be honest. But it looks cool.
Fool, you're dealing with the ultimate life form.
I already possess his data. Observe. Chaos. Done. True. Life form data successfully copied. Scan.
It'll take more than that to kill me, puppet!
I know. Now I know everything about you, insect.
Blue planet from CD? What?
Don't you dare. I am not just the greatest warrior in the universe. I am all of them!
If you are all of them, then so am I.
I'll never lose to a machine like...
Not done for that. But... Oh well, he is.
I'll crush you.
Wow.
So, now Metal's got all the powers of the Chaos Emeralds and the Z Fighters? Well, that world's fucked. Our bad.
That world's fucked.
Threats in Dragon Ball Z, but Eggman's greatest creation ultimately proved too much for him. Let's break this down into 4 categories: strength, speed, abilities, and adaptation.
First up, who was the
Who
strongest?
leaves time and go back into everything now and then?
Any
Okay.
version of Cell was gonna be way more powerful than base Metal or Neo. Even just using the manga, blowing up a solar system is far beyond the level of power output Metal can match.
Without his stronger forms. With them, the power gap entirely reversed. Not only could Metal match Cell's solar system busting or scaling from Frieza, but he could surpass it with the universe-destroying power of the Emeralds.
But hang on, Wiz. Those Namekians said that Cell was strong enough to threaten a universe on his own.
They did, but they didn't specify how, and there's nothing suggesting he could destroy it in one go, especially since it's only brought up theoretically and without any time frame.
Even being generous and assuming he could just blow it up, final bosses like Time Eater and Solaris can destroy the wider multiverse universe, and Super Neo Metal would scale to them. Metal Sonic takes the edge in strength.
And with Sonic characters being known for their
Yeah.
speed, you might think that was an easy win for Metal.
At his max speed in his super form, he should be comparable to entities like the Time Eater, who in Shadow Generations can destroy entire universes in seconds. By using the radius of the observable universe, we can estimate the Time Eater's destructive wave traveled at about 180 quadrillion times
Holy
faster
shit.
than light.
Certainly impressive, but let's compare that to Goku's flight from heaven to hell shortly after the Cell games, which covered roughly a universe in distance at approximately 180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Hey, just like Time Eater. The difference, though, was that Goku was in his base form, way slower than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan or Super Perfect Cell.
Factoring in Super Saiyan multipliers, Super Perfect Cell could move upwards of 100 times faster than that, and so 100 times faster than Metal Sonic. Somehow, Cell takes the edge in speed. You know, the thing Metal was designed for.
Wasn't expecting that. Let's see if any of their abilities could.
That's too sad, right?
They shared many of the same powers, like telekinesis, force fields, and energy projectiles. Of note though, Cell's regeneration was clearly superior, able to fully heal from a single cluster of microscopic cells.
On top of that, Cell's Saiyan genes would let him grow in power every time he almost died, and his Cell Juniors gave him the numbers advantage.
And considering Super Neo Metal had a time limit, Cell would have a big advantage in a battle of attrition.
But with Chaos Control, that became a lot tougher.
Cell and his juniors had no way to deal with Metal boosting his speed or stopping time, something that countered Cell's speed advantage and left him open. And with Silver's psychokinesis, or the Emerald spatial distortion, Metal could seriously impair Cell's healing.
So it helped that Cell could fall back on his martial arts abilities in a pinch.
Despite effectively being a newborn, Cell's genetic instincts allowed him to best Earth's most skilled warriors back to back to back.
Metal may have copied Eggman's brains, but he definitely isn't as good of a fighter. The Sonic heroes haven't trained like the Z fighters, and Metal's been beaten by all of them a bunch of times. So all that in mind, abilities is roughly a wash.
Which leaves us with the one thing they're both known for.
Yeah, of
The
course.
ability to evolve and become more powerful in response to their opponents, aka their adaptation.
And frankly, that's where this back and forth completely breaks. Because at the end of the day, Metal can copy Cell, but Cell can't absorb Metal.
Cell's ability to physically absorb an opponent is primarily viable against foes he can match or overpower.
Even if he took Metal by surprise, he can't absorb fully inorganic robots like Android 16.
Cell was only able to absorb androids 17 and 18 because they were primarily organic.
They're actually more like cyborgs and are only called androids in the English translation.
Metal, on the other hand, can copy a target's biodata through only a few seconds of direct eyesight, something he could easily accomplish during a time stop.
And using it on Cell means he wouldn't just get Cell's powers, but the powers of all of the Z Warriors too.
Yes, he was fucked.
Applies to abilities that fundamentally affect his own biology, like Espio's invincibility or Chaos's liquid body. Nothing Cell has would be off limits, especially given all of Cell's powers were genetically encoded in the first place, quite literally biodata.
Cell's Saiyan power-ups? Copied. Cell's regeneration? Copied. Cell's key techniques? Believe it or not, copied.
Chaos Emeralds are described as being able to produce life energy, similar to Ki. So there's a precedent for him being able to replicate Cell's power set. And at this point, there's nothing stopping Metal from, say, stopping time and using a Kamehameha to vaporize him at a cellular level. Just like Gohan did.
Cell might be able to do anything the Z Fighters know how to do, but that's not gonna help him, cause Metal can do anything Cell knows how to do. Strange, isn't it?
Cell just doesn't have any options to retaliate that Metal wouldn't also possess, including any of his previous advantages. Metal's copy ability is just that overpowered.
Oh, I guess now I get why they called it Sonic CD.
Why's that?
Cell died. Where's he? You get
That's fun.
CD? Where's? Where you go? Come on back. Next time on Death Battle.
Will they say the next right away? What's that? I didn't see shit. Oh, okay.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
I just get them by edits and stuff. That was cool. Again, I don't get anything from the Sonic franchise, and honestly, I couldn't care less. I'm sorry, I think I'm just a Sonic hater. But other than that, it's pretty cool. It's really cool. It's how you say it, like the way they do the video, like it's not just the animation. Like it's really an analysis that goes far beyond the, I don't know, like I could say the fandom animations, because anyone could just animate the fight between them and take into account the abilities, and just like that, right? They could have just upload the animation and that was it. But having the actual analysis of their abilities, that is crazy. That adds a lot of value to this. It was really cool. I liked it overall. Well, my time has come. This was cool, and now I'm taking my leave. Well, you know what? We could just add the. I'm just gonna do the Sunless dailies, and then I'm done. Or no, you know what? I'm not gonna do it because it's gonna take longer. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Yeah, it really helps, because if it was just the animation, like for example, me, I kind of know where Cell comes from and his abilities and shit, but I don't know shit about Sonic and the Chaos Emeralds. I mean, I still don't know it, but you have now a video that if you pay attention to it, like if you pay extreme attention and you go like, okay, so the Chaos Emeralds do this, and the Time Eater shit, like this happened, and that's the abilities that he can absorb. And this is how he works. This is how he adapts to combat. Like all that info, you get it firsthand, instead of just having an animation and getting like, well, I presume he won because he's fast. Math could be like this too. Yeah, classes, like scholar stuff, it could be way more entertaining than just numbers and putting on a fucking paper. Yeah, that's alright. And you know what's funny? Like, let's get into that for a moment. Like, the way of teaching somebody, like the context and where these people came from and the abilities, how they work, the balance between characters. This is a great way. Like, if you move this to an actual like academic perspective, it could be so much more fun to learn. Like I mean, it doesn't have to be like this flashy and have an animation of, I don't know, man, like important, I don't know, historical figures fighting each other, for instance. But like having it like this, like settle it down like this, it could make academic learning so much more entertaining. And we know how to do it. It's just like people prefers to entertain themselves than learn. Anyway, man, I might as well start a podcast of myself. We'll see how that goes. We really need to get, I don't know which. I think I'll let you guys decide, but I think I need to do a Sonic remix in some time. Maybe we can all do that on like soon. You know what we could do actually? Because we have the chat's boss fight pending. What if we remade it on FL Studio? I think that would be cool. To actually upload it, because it's been like 2 years since we did that. Let's see what we can do.